this is going to be a great job. You're going to really enjoy this one. So this is Northfields. So Northfields is an estate agency website, and there's kind of two jobs I want you to do at the same time with this one. So basically what it's going to require to do is go through every single page, every single post on the website. So when I say post, I'm talking about the blog articles. The only thing that we won't need to touch is the actual property listings themselves, which is good for you because there's probably the best part of 300 on there. Those are all dynamic, so you don't need to get involved with those. So there's two things that we're trying to do here, just to explain the kind of the point. The first one is to make sure that all the pages on the website, with the exception of a couple, which I'll show you in a minute, are basically picked up and indexed by Google. The next thing to do then is I need a record of any pages that have some sort of a form on them. So I'm going to send you a spreadsheet over where I've got all the different forms, but basically you'll see that there are actually 3 different form systems on this website, and at the moment they've got a situation where they've got different forms going everywhere, and staff have left and come and gone, and it's actually become very, very difficult to track where all the forms are and where they're going. So we kind of need to do this kind of consolidation exercise to work out what all the pages, which forms they're using, and basically then just rationalise them down to 4 forms, and that's it. So one of the forms plugins here is Gravity Forms. You'll see that here. So there are, as you can see, half a dozen different forms that do different things. Before that, there used to be this tool here called Contact Form 7, and this again has half a dozen forms. Most of those, but maybe not all of them, are now redundant. And then in an interim, someone then actually used this tool called Caldera Forms, which, guess what, there's a few more forms there. So the whole idea is to basically get everything out, get back to Gravity Forms here, and that's it. So the plan is to remove all the other plugins and just rationalise the whole lot. So you can combine these and do them both at the same time, because it's the sort of thing, if you're going to go through page by page, you can kind of make a note of what you're doing at the same time. So let's show you basically what you're going to be doing. So you're going to be looking at 2 areas. One is going to be the posts, the other one's going to be pages. If we get the chance, we could also have a look at new homes and branches as well. But for now, let's just deal with the posts and pages. Posts should be relatively straightforward. So these are basically the blog articles. And the process that you're going to use is going to be exactly the same with all of them. So let's just, for example, if we go in and open up our first blog article. So if we open that up, the section we're going to be looking for is going to be down the bottom of each page. It's called Yoast SEO. So if I expand, I can open up that section there. So the first thing that we need to do then is basically go underneath the Advanced tab here, and we need to make sure that this option here, which is basically whether we index, is at the moment set to yes. When I went through this the other day, there was tons and tons of pages that were all set to no. So it's a really stupid thing, but unfortunately it's not something we can do as a batch, otherwise we'd have done it. So we need to go through, basically pick up that post, make sure that is set to yes. That's the first thing to do. The next thing to do is to have a quick scan through the content here and see if there are any forms on this page. So this one there isn't. However, if there was, the sort of thing that you're going to see will look a little bit like this. In fact, I'm going to add a form in for you. There we go. And what it's done is added in this shortcode. Can you see that? So there's this shortcode in here. You're going to be looking for these square braces, and it's going to say either something like contact form or Caldera form or gravity form. They will become quite easy to spot them, but these are basically what are called embed codes, or short codes rather, that will embed a form. So on this particular site, there isn't a form, so in which case you could probably just make a note of that, put it into a spreadsheet and say, yeah, this one's done. So really, the key is going to be to go through all of these and just check that option is already set. In fact, thinking about it, there's an easy way to do it, which is this traffic light system. So the traffic light system is, if that one there turns blue, then you know it's actually been restricted. Now we can do the same then on the pages. So if you have a look at on the pages here, I should be able to see these ones marked as blue. So these have all been restricted down. So if I say, for example, we'll look at Pitts Hanger and go down the bottom, I can see in advance this one's set to no. So again, that's one that's going to need to be changed. Let's go back to look at another example. Again, there's some here that are set up for Jane here. These again need to be indexed as well. There we go. So really it's just a question of just going through these and just making sure that they're all set up to be indexed in Google. because there's quite a few that are missing. The only exception to this rule is where the author is basically, I think it's Carl on the first page. So you can see we've got the Carl Samadi here. Ignore these. These have to be set to blue, and that's correct. So what you're looking for then is where this is set to blue and where the author is anyone other than Carl. You need to basically go into the page and then mark the page as basically indexable by Google. What you will need to do though is go through every single page, and I want to know if it has a contact form on it and what the contact form is. If it's easier for you, just copy the shortcode. That's absolutely fine with me if that's easiest. So say for example, somewhere down here, I can see that this has got a contact form on it there. So if it's easier for you, just make a note of this page and just tell me the fact it's got a contact form on it. Hope all that makes sense, and enjoy.